Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, shoot. So, yep, this is my 100th episode. So, I'm pretty excited. So, what to look for the next, I guess, 100 more episodes. So, first of all, I just wanted to thank you guys for your support. A lot of you guys have reached out to me in person or on Facebook, Instagram, um, Periscope, LinkedIn, in person, thanking me for my inspiration. The reason I'm doing these Doc Beats dailies is multiples. I'll be totally honest. Part of it is because I want to leave something for my kids to remember me by. So, if something ever were to happen to me as I get older, I want the kids, I want my children and my nieces and nephews, namely Aiden, Zora, Adriel, and Nyasha, um, to remember me by. I want to leave something behind. So many times we have, you know, pictures and videos of people and things like that, and my kids will be able to say, "Listen, I have over. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. Let's just say if I were to do this for like 3 years, that's 1,000 episodes. So I have literally 1,000 episodes worth of video of my dad sharing his life, sharing advice, sharing what he learned, touching and changing many people. Especially with the fact that since I became a Beachbody coach, and I'm sorry for bringing this up, but I have to say this. The reason I always bring up being a Beachbody coach because I really was into reading self-development by some of the great minds of our time. And since I've been reading those books and listening to those podcasts, I've learned so much about life because what happens is I read those books, apply to my life, and then all of a sudden I come out with other lessons on my own. I'm like, wow. Then later on I find out those lessons someone already discussed. So I just like sharing those things, especially as I, spend more time with family and learn more about entrepreneurship. I always thought entrepreneurship was just about making money, but no, entrepreneurship is about changing lives, helping as many people as possible, being selfless as possible. And in return, a lot of times with entrepreneurship, you get to spend more time with family. You actually sometimes make money to enjoy things in life that don't require money, such as spending more time with family, enjoying your time with family. So, what I'm going to do more of these Doc Beats dailies, I'll be totally honest, it's going to be almost all over the place. What I mean is that as I run across this right now, I'm getting back into my precision nutrition, so I'm getting my nutritional certification. So anything I learned about nutrition, I'm going to share with you guys. There's some things that I read, even in standard textbooks, I agree or disagree with, but why? Because I read the research myself, and also I try things out on myself, and everybody's different. So as I come across things in my nutritional research, I'm gonna bring it up to you guys. As I come across things in my fitness, as I come across certain facts and discoveries in my fitness life, I'm gonna bring it up to you guys because you guys know I do a lot of different fitness things. I do like the heavy lifting circuit. I got friends for that. I do that. I do the cardio circuit. You guys know I'm into that. I'm a dance instructor. I'm officially a dance group instructor. So I could officially put on my list of things that I do. You know, I'm a CrossFit coach. I can give you strength training tips. I've done physique competitions. I'm a dance instructor. I've done boot camps. I could literally say in fitness, I've done a lot. I've done it all. And I'm experiencing all of it. And I see the value in all those things. It's to the point that whenever I travel, whenever I travel and I'm doing my own workouts. I actually make up my own workouts that don't look like any of those things I just mentioned, but it's a combination of what I've learned over the years. And I have my certain philosophies about working out that I've gotten over the years. Like a lot of things like I'm going to talk about in the future, such that I'm a big believer in you have to have resistance training. Doesn't necessarily have to be body. It doesn't necessarily have to be barbells, dumbbells, even though I think those help. But in some way, shape, or form, you have to have extensive resistance training. If you're going to do push-ups and not do bench press, you better make those reps hard and you better do a lot of reps. And you better make those push-ups more difficult. And I already talked about that in the previous Periscope. So always include cardio. There's too many people that don't include cardio, but that's all. I'm digressing. So you're going to see a lot more fitness tips about different exercises because I see the way I've changed and the way I'm able to look, feel, and perform. And the reason I'm able to look, feel, and perform the way that I do, drug free, is that I've seen certain patterns in training. I've seen certain patterns, and I notice different effects that different exercises have when you do them in a certain way, at a certain frequency, at a certain intensity, with a certain amount of variety. I see certain changes in my body. I'm like, wow. I wonder if people realize this, or people just mistakenly run across this. And if you don't notice that if you do X, you get Z, then you cannot be consistent with your results. So sometimes people run across and do certain things with their body and they get the result, but then when they don't get the result because they don't know why they're doing it. If you knew why you had to do certain exercises to get a certain result, guess what? You're more than likely to repeat that behavior rather than mistakenly running across something and then you don't know that you're not doing that behavior. That's a totally different subject I talk about. So I'm going to give you a lot more fitness tips, a lot more nutritional tips, a lot more life, things that I've learned in life, just from being a parent, from being a spouse, from being a friend, from being a physician, just also being a person who likes to sit down and just observe people. I'll be in the emergency room just watching people, or I'll be in the mall waiting for my wife to come out of the store and I'm observing people. So I'm just things I've observed in life, things that I've read with certain self-development books. I also listen to a lot of mental health books about meditation, anxiety, and things like that. So there's certain things I just observed in life that I'm going to be sharing with you guys over the next couple episodes. So you can't really say, I would say, would describe my Periscope, my Doc Beast Daily videos as things that help you just generalize in life, that I've learned over the years. So as I read things, as I read books, as I listen to different podcasts, I'm going to be sharing my advice with you guys. So I'm going to be sharing stuff with my life. I may be at a barbecue and I'm going to do a quick Periscope or YouTube video. I may be at a competition. I'm going to share a Periscope or YouTube video. I want to make some of this stuff fun. I'm going to expose you to as much of my life as I feel comfortable. I'll be honest. This is not me I'm going to be as transparent as possible, but of course there are going to be things in my life I'm going to keep private. I don't believe everything needs to be out there to the public. And people say, well, Will, why don't you do that? Because there's certain things that I know people will misinterpret as far as my opinions and feelings about certain things, that you will only understand where I'm coming from if you directly experience me face to face, person to person, in the same experience, space and time, and not experience me foreignly through these YouTube videos. You need to experience me in the same space and time, to know why do I feel certain things or why do I, act a certain way. So there's certain things I will not be sharing with people. There's things I only share with certain groups of people, there's certain things I only share with my wife, my kids, my sister, personal friends of mine. So of course there'll be lots of my life that'll be private, but there are lots of my life you'll be surprisingly noticed, like, wow, he let me into that. Here he is at a barbecue. He's periscoping and stuff like that. And by the way, I love this Periscope app because people get to watch you live. So I'll be doing a bunch of Periscope. I'll be honest, I may even be spontaneous. There are going to be days where I'm just going to pull up the Periscope and say, hey, what's up, guys? And, let you know what's going on right here and now. So, so I look forward. And as I do more YouTubes and Periscopes and posting on Facebook, I hope to get better. With a lot of this, I'm always criticizing myself. I'm always trying to get better. I'm a big believer in that. So I'm going to try to speak more fluently, look directly into the camera, be more camera friendly, make everything a little bit more interesting. Stop saying and what. So I'm going to try to be as fluent as possible. I'm always trying to improve myself. I like the quality of these videos, it looks like. So whenever I have better internet connection, I know the quality of the videos are a lot better. So I'm going to be focusing on that, give you better content, more varied content, talk about things in detail. I'm actually putting myself, and I'm always trying to improve myself. So I'm always looking at research, training, physical fitness stuff. And I'm always looking at ways that I can become a better entrepreneur. So I actually signed up, and I can't talk about it too much. I can't give you too much detail, but I already signed up for 8 weeks of this intense training for me to be a better, to provide, to help change more lives with my Beachbody business. So I'll be going through 8 weeks of this intense training. I've invested in this. It's not cheap. So, but I think it'll make me a better entrepreneur to help and change as many lives as possible. It'll help me to better service you. So you might see different changes in the way that I do things, in the way that I speak to you guys, and the way that I'm much more generous with you guys as a result of this 8-week training. So, matter of fact, it's so awesome that I signed up for it, and also my upline in Beachbody signed up for it too, and a couple of my colleagues at Beachbody signed up for it. So this will help me actually become a better coach for you guys as I change as many lives as possible. So you'll be seeing something. So I just say that to point out that I'm always trying to improve myself. I'm always pushing myself. I'm always a student. No matter how many times in these videos you'll see me always getting some type of certification. I'm always taking some type of course. I'm always getting advice for somebody because I'm always trying to be a better role model for you guys. So keep it coming. If you have any advice for me, any feedback, just keep it coming. I always listen to advice. Like I've always said before, I'll always listen. I may not agree, but I'll always listen. What I do with advice, I close my mouth, I listen to advice, absorb it in, and think about it. Okay, there's some pieces of advice that are contradictory, so it's impossible for me to take both pieces of advice. And there's some pieces of advice that I totally disagree with. And there's some people who give me advice not knowing that I have a different agenda in mind. So you're giving me advice thinking I have another agenda, where my agenda is actually different from yours. So it wouldn't makes sense for me to follow your advice, but I'll always close my mouth and listen first and not interrupt or make excuses. All right. So listen, thank you for supporting me for this 100th episode. Trust me, there'll be 100 more and 100 more and 100 more and 100 more. So my goal is to at least get to 1,000 episodes of Dr. Beats Daily, and I don't know where it may take off from there. I may at some point break off and do YouTube. You never know. I may actually do, I don't know, a streaming station somewhere. I don't know what this may happen, but I'm just going to commit just to the behavior of just putting out good content for you guys to help you guys with nutrition, fitness, and just stuff I'm learning in life. I'm a forever student. I don't claim any of this stuff I'm coming up with on my own. It's just that I'm a constant student, listener, and reader. All right. Peace out.